Greetings. Today, we're going to focus on the topic of nuclear energy. Energy is an essential to today's needs for society to function properly. But the question is, where will we get our energy from? In the United States, almost 20% of America's electricity comes from nuclear energy. That is a lot when you take into consideration how bad nuclear energy is for our country. Some of the reasons why nuclear energy is bad is because of nuclear waste. The waste that is generated from nuclear reactors remains radioactive for thousands and thousands of years. This also means that there's more availability to nuclear materials. This is a concern because this will allow development of nuclear energy programs to make nuclear weapons. When accidents happen, they can be very fatal and they have major effects on the environment around it, as well as the people. Cancer rates among populations living close to Chernobyl and Fukushima, especially with children, rose significantly in the years after the accidents. Aside from cancer, there is also another threat of national security. Because of the devastating effects that can happen if a nuclear power plant is destroyed, this is a very large target for terrorist operations. Another reason why nuclear power plants and nuclear energy are bad are because of the high cost to maintain them and build them. Especially now with competition with renewable energy, nuclear power plants are slowly going to go out of business and become a less popular version of energy. Nuclear power plants also need to be located near water for cooling purposes. This means that if there are floods, hurricanes, or earthquakes, the disaster can trigger a nuclear accident. We care about our people and our environment, so we should not have to worry about the devastating effects of nuclear energy in our communities. But to make a difference, we must all come together around the world. Japan, Russia, Canada, United Kingdom, Italy, Germany, France. We must all work together to move towards renewable energy and have common sense when it comes to implementing policies on nuclear energy and our environment. Many argue that renewable energy is too expensive or too difficult to install. But for such large nations with such great economic power, if we all come together, we can make a difference, whether it's through solar, wind power, hydraulic energy, biomass, hydrogen, geothermal, or other forms of renewable energy. We can all come together to slowly progress towards a better, safer form of energy. Some argue that nuclear energy is good because it doesn't emit much greenhouse gas. But still, if you look at all the other risks, it is not worth it. We need to think about the future. The future not only for ourselves, but our children and our children's children. And this won't happen just through talking once a year, or at summits, or at meetings. We need to sit down, implement some policies that are actually going to make change, and have every country participate. Not just one that does a little bit more than another. No, this is a team effort, and if we really put our minds to it, we will get it done. I propose that we should have mandatory government funding for renewable energy programs, and that every year, each country should have 3 new renewable energy programs that are either implementing massive amounts of change from old sources of energy, like nuclear, to renewable energy like solar or wind power. So, we will see where we are a year from now today. Thank you.